Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome back to Anno 2205. So it's been quite a while since we visited the world of Anno in here on my channel. So and I know I promised that I was going to take you through some of the I was going to try and take you through some of the other achievements, regional sort of great projects, and I finished two. Sorry, I didn't get to show you those, but I'll show you those in a moment. But either way, so we've recently seen quite a few updates come through to Anno 2205, and we've seen some DLC come out. We've had the two official pieces of DLC, the Wilderness DLC and the Orbit DLC. So we've seen both of those come out. But along with that, in the background, even if you don't have the DLC, there's been a lot of changes in the background. So I want to walk you through a couple of those changes, because a couple of them I haven't discovered yet, but so some of them I want to show off to you. So the first one is the difficulty settings, and it's actually I can't really show this one to you now because it sort of ambushed me, but basically they've changed a whole heap of things where now you can't move buildings anymore. You can, you've got a lot more freedom when you adjust stuff, and instead of just setting it sort of, expert level or advanced level or whatever, now it's based on what things you select controls your difficulty level. Like, for example, previously in other episodes you saw me move things around inside the regions, but you can't do that anymore, or at least the way I've set this up now is that, no, I've made it quite difficult for myself. Probably shouldn't have done that, but anyway, where I can't move a lot of that stuff now. Alright, some of the other things that have come through now is the stock market. So, the stock market, it's interesting to see this come through here now. So, stock market now, you can buy and sell shares in various companies, from your own to the other major ones, and eventually potentially even make them a subsidiary of yours. So, it's kind of interesting that they've been doing that. It's also a very interesting dynamic because it's a very fluid dynamic as well, because it shows things will happen and change, and as these other companies rise and fall or stagnate, it will affect how much your shares will reap, how much benefit you'll get for them, or how much you will lose from them. So looking up here, for example, in my credit balance, you can see that my share costs are currently costing me far more than I'm actually earning from other company shares. So it's an interesting thing from that. Along with having shares as well, you also get some extra benefits as well. So for having shares in your own company, you get extra status points or influence points. Now, these are generated based on, things, you can do various submissions and whatever to give you extra ones, but also the more shares you hold in your own company, the more that you'll be able to have as well. Whereas, and also to do any actions like do things like buy shares, sell shares, you actually will spend these influence points, but you can also spend your influence points on other things as well. So, for example, you can spend them on espionage activities. So you can recruit spies and agents in other companies. You can hire insiders, and then you can use those insiders to actually try and actually do various different things. So, for example, you can do a hacker attack where you actually siphon off some of their funds. You can do a product recall. Now, product recall will essentially cost them money and cost them money and influence. Patent transfer will basically give some extra technology to them to make them more profitable. So if you want to get them to earn better money when you own more shares in them, whatever, that's not a bad way to do it. Or you can do the classic smear campaign, and basically you can just, put their company into the toilet for a while. So, that can be interesting. It's particularly good if you want to play tactfully, because if you can lower the company's reputation, then you lower their share price and you can pick them up for a song. So, yeah, it's got a lot more dynamic to this, and your likelihood of succeeding it increases based on the number of agents you have in their in the company, and also their security settings. So if they're not really sort of aware of it, whatever, then you'll get some stuff. Okay. So potentially we could get some money off these guys. How about we try this one? Okay, I'm going to try this, see if I can get a hacker to get in there.
Insider arrested for industry sabotage.
And it doesn't always work, like for that one. Yep, no, he got caught and busted, and yeah, that just didn't work out so well for him. Oh well, you know, sorry dude, you know, you just got thrown to the corporate lawyers. Sorry about that, mate. So yeah, it's also not a guaranteed kind of thing as well, and now there are alerts, and now the likelihood of anything else happening, success for them, is pretty damn low. So, pretty cool, pretty interesting. Kind of cool that it didn't work actually while showing that off. That was kind of cool. Anyway, alright, industry dominance. Industry dominance is things like heavy, so industry and whatever. So you can get extra bonuses, you can get extra things and stuff once you get into dominance in an area, so you can improve the quality of your add-on buildings that you have and actually give them with better quality ones from the different companies as well. So it's kind of interesting and kind of cool the fact that you can you know, do all these things, and all these things have different, you know, gauges and levels and whatever, and once you get to this point is where you hit a when you dominate an industry. So yeah, I'm the amount of depth that's been added in just by this is actually really interesting and really kind of cool. So yeah, there you go. So that's the stock market component that's been added on. Now the second part is the technology nexus. The technology nexus is part of the Orbit DLC. So this allows you to actually, you can research and get extra technology and extra biotech and stuff into actual different fields of science. Where you can, you know, distribute your expertise and stuff like that. But you need access to the Orbit DLC to be able to do this.
Adequate.
And here we go. Oh, we've got an auction here. So we've got a bit of Usiof ink, which is currently not doing so well at the moment. Do I want to buy them? They're hemorrhaging money. No, but instead, I'm going to take a cut of the final bid. Again, one of the things you can spend your money on is that you can just simply go, yeah, you know what, I don't particularly want to buy your shares right now, but I'll just take some of the money that goes with that. Because I was pretty sure it was going to go through into territory where I can't afford at the moment. That's alright, I'll take a cut. Now, one of the interesting things about the timer as well is it starts off with a 30-second timer, but once it gets inside the 10 seconds, every time a corporation bids, it resets the final 10 seconds. So if you're thinking you can snipe it on the last second, you can try that, but it will reset it as well. There you go. But thank you very much. I just got a healthy fund injection there. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, this is the technology nexus. So you do need to have some chambers and whatever, because you do need to have the Orbit DLC. We can actually build the chambers in orbit, and actually it also helps you by owning companies that specialize in those kind of products as well. So yes, there's been a lot of changes in this, and I really kind of like it, and I'm kind of happy that they've done it. As I said, the Technology Nexus one, that does require the Orbit DLC, but yeah, there you go. But to access that, you do need to build a training center somewhere for an astronaut training center. Alright. So let's recap the differences on that, and you know what? We should probably build an astronaut training center, shouldn't we? All right, let's jump into Verdun Cove, so you can see the great work that unfortunately, sorry, I didn't show off to you guys. We'll do a quick flight around the region here once it loads up, and you can see the great work as it goes off.
Come on, make your voice count.
Alright, let's jump into Verdun Coves. Alright. Alright, yes. And there we go. I've got to give credit where credit's due. These animatic paths and whatever now are actually really good and really impressive. So you can see I built the Lunar Project Monument, looking spectacular with the fireworks upgrade. So, you know, just looking spectacular there. Yes, that was the project for this region. I think it looks pretty damn awesome. I think it really does. It's kind of interesting looking at the bridge with hover cars, but yeah, anyway. I know there was like a technological reason they did sort of put on that, but there you go. But yes, as you can see, this particular region I haven't finished redeveloping yet, so that's fine. Alright, let's get you out of this one.
That
okay.
planet expires soon.
The routing system has also changed a little bit as well. So yeah, it's a lot more, the market's a lot more volatile than what it used to be. So that's something very much to be important to be aware of. Now, a few other things that have changed as well. So with the missions that you take on as well, they have expiry times now.
I have something
so you have only a certain amount of time to actually be able to do it. Oh. Vote for any big five corporation to cancel.
Ah, good.
Okay.
Good.
There you go, and of course I picked the one that doesn't have a time limit on it. There you go. Okay.
Good to see you.
But you can see this one here, for example,
have an
only
assignment
has
that
a certain
I
time
think
frame to be able to do it in. So you know what? Let's do this one in this time frame. Okay, so let's accept this mission. We'll get some more influence because influence is always useful. Okay, so coordinating deliveries for a sensitive nature. We don't want this traced back to us. Okay.
Good. Now I won't have to waste any more time on that.
All right. So basically, it means we're going to have some things we've got to pick up and deliver off to some
Hope you're good with that
cargo
assignment
points.
I gave you.
Okay. All right. Where are we here? All right. Let's start with you guys because you're furthest away. Now, some of the other missions that come up as well, and I'm not sure if one of them is going to come up in this video, but you've now got disaster missions as well, where there are catastrophe missions, where something bad will happen to you or to a region or both, and you have to deal with it, or there will be serious negative modifiers we put on there. So, for example, you might get hacked by another corporation or by the mysterious woman, and you'll find that you have to very rapidly, you know, sort of invest in something that maybe you weren't intending on investing in, or a region you weren't particularly wanting to go to at the time. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do anything for quite a while. So that's kind of interesting. Or you might have one where there's an industrial action that's taking place,
That's
and you can't do anything. And hello, what's going on here? Li Sheng. We'll just take another cut of the profits, shall we? Okay. Let's go up. Let's grab you. The grabbing the cut of the profit one is quite a nifty one. It's a nice, nifty, simple one, just to pocket a bit of small change coming in. Alright. My boat on its way. Yeah, you're still hemorrhaging money. I don't need to do that. Cassian Industries is obviously trying to offload it at the moment. As I said, it adds an interesting
We're all happier now that's been taken
element to it that is really kind of cool and really kind of interesting. And it just, as I said, just a little bit more unusual, and I'm quite impressed with it. So yeah, it's cool that they're adding in something different. So the ticker tape is also a bit more informative as well, and gives you some interesting scenarios as the reason why certain commodities are changing. Oh, oxygen's gone up a lot, hasn't it? Oh, okay, there you go. And as I said, the market is a hell of a lot more volatile than it used to be. So the market before was fairly predictable, and it didn't really change a lot, even though it's sort of, you know, Ubisoft said it was, you know, it was influenced by other factors and whatever. It was still a fairly static market. Like, you had some fairly static stuff that was pretty, you know, reliably able to be manipulated pretty much. So it was kind of like, well, you know, where's the fun in that? So instead, they've just, whatever they've done to it now, they've made it a hell of a lot more volatile. So it's actually bit more of a gamble actually having an oversupply of something to be able to sell on the open market, because within, you know, a few hours, that suddenly that very, very, you know, worthwhile commodity is suddenly not worth anything anymore. So yeah, it's a lot more volatile and makes it a lot more interesting. As you can see, we still got our timer counting down here, so we're gonna have plenty of time to do this one. But yeah, as I said, it gives you a bit more interesting that, you know, now you can't sort of just, you know, grab the mission and sort of leave it and come back to it, you know, a few days, weeks, hours, months later. No, it actually has a timer on it now. So yeah, it's kind of important that you actually stick to those timers. Alright, now what was I doing? I was building something called the Astronaut Training Center, wasn't I? Because I haven't built this one. Oh yeah, a few new buildings as well have arrived as well. So this one here, trading floors. So trading floor, essentially what this does is you plonk this in an area where here you are, he's got one here. So you plonk this in an area near where you've got some where you've got housing. Now its influence is based, so its influence is a fairly sort of small radius. But what it does is it means that everybody, all the housing in this region, even if your overall stats say that no, you've hit your limit of the different classes that you can actually go through. So in this case we're in tropical, so we've got workers, operators, executives, and investors. So if you've hit your ratio limit, this one actually will give you additional promotion rights where you can actually promote more people up higher. So you can start making it more top heavy and give you more of the the higher tax bracket people, as it were, to enable you to actually earn more money from your citizens. So yes, a very interesting and very useful building. So yeah, that was kind of cool and kind of interesting. And that one is available at on all of the temperate zones. I don't believe it's available in the winter zones though. Alright, but I am here to create the Biology Institute so we can start training some astronauts. Alright, I'm going to put this. Okay, let's let's put you here, I think. Actually, you're a trading floor, so probably going to want to put you, let's put you right on the end here.
Launch preparations complete. Shuttle awaits your confirmation. Please keep your motivation up.
So we have to recruit and train, so that's given us some tutorials. We have to recruit and train some astronauts. And we've got to launch the first shuttle to the orbital station. So we're slowly training some things. Okay, so obviously the training period is influenced based on the number of population and buildings which are nearby it, hence why we gave you the map overlay. There you go, pretty cool, awesome. That's going to be interesting. Oh, hello. You're trying to... Hello? Somebody's doing a hostile takeover of one of my shares. Is that share costing me money? Yes, it's costing me money at the moment. It's hemorrhaging money. I am happy for you guys to take that off my hands, and I'll pocket the cash. Thank you very much. Alright, well, as I said, the share market thing becomes a lot more strategic and interesting in the way it does things. So, yeah, kind of cool, kind of interesting in that way. Alright, so we've seen that particular great project here. Now, over here, we've got someone... This was the first piece of DLC at Wildwater Bay. But we might save that, we might save going into that region and the other regions for a little while, I think. Here we are, pocket a bit of cash, thank you very much.
Transfer route inefficient.
Now let's have a quick look at the share market. Let's see if now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm actually going to have enough influence to be able to start a influence at the moment, because I do need to have 25 influence to be able to start an auction. So I might have to wait till something else comes up on the market at the moment, but there you go. Alright, but yes, we are going to wrap up of this episode at the moment, folks, simply because of the fact that we are going to be going to have a look at Wildwater Bay, which is the first piece of DLC, which is free to all users. All users have access to that, but we'll have a look at that in the next episode. So thanks you very much for joining me in this quick recap of some of the new features come through in Anno 2205 in the last few months, the last few updates. So as I said, we'll see some more of these features as we go through the next few videos as we explore the DLC. Thanks very much for joining me in my renewed playthrough of Anno 2205, still using the same company and absolutely loving it. And don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time.